All right, friends, so we're going to start seated. I encourage you to not lay it down yet, especially if it's close to your bedtime or if it's been a particularly day or a long week already, because I don't want you to fall asleep yet. So take your hands underneath of your glutes, actually to your, cup your glutes and lift them up. And what that's going to do is allow you to reach down through those sit bones, because we are going to sit and do some breathing for a little while, and I'm actually going to lead you through a mantra meditation. Don't worry if you've never done anything like that before. It is low stress, exactly what we need tonight, but it'll be a really nice thing to really put you in the move and groove for yin tonight. So friends, as always, when we set ourselves up at our seat, especially tonight, you're welcome to sit yourself up against a wall, or like if your couch is near something that you can kind of sit up against. If you need that support, do it. Don't feel like you can't. And then I just take a nice comfortable flex to my feet, so that way I ground down and then allow that a little bit of energy to come into the legs to support me as I sit up nice and tall. So the energy is lifting up through the spine, so the shoulders come up, and then they slide back just a little bit, because typically we're slouched, right? And then we begin to kind of acknowledge the muscles in the upper back that support those shoulder blades, and we just kind of hug them towards one another. Very soft, very easy. It's not a tough, tight contraction. And then the crown of the head just lifts up. Friends, draw the elbows towards you. You can either have your palms up, palms down. You can have your hands over your heart or heart center, whatever you like, whatever kind of just grounds you and brings you right in. And either your eyes can be closed or they can be open, looking forward and down without dropping the chin. So that's how you set yourself up for success here as we begin to just turn inward towards the breath. And friends, remember, turning inward towards the breath is simply just that. We are not changing the breath. We are not judging the breath. We are just simply tuning the attention to the breath so that we come to the present moment. So you'll begin to notice whether you're breathing through your nose or through your mouth. There's no right or wrong. And you'll begin to notice the sensation of the breath. If it's cooling or warming. You'll begin to notice the length and how it feels to breathe. If you're feeling healthy today, the breath might flow with ease. If you're tired or sick or maybe suffering from allergies, the breath might be a little bit more labored. And that's okay, right? It's just the knowledge of it. And what I'd like you to do, friends, is begin as you notice the length of the breath. Begin to notice if the inhale is longer than the exhale or vice versa. And what I'd like you to do is see if you can elongate the shorter breath to bring the inhale and exhale to the same length. This should be done with ease, without force. It might take you a few breaths to get the rhythm down, and that's okay. And once you get there, I invite you to do a body scan. We'll start at the crown of the head, and if you're not sure where that is, you can open your eyes and take a look. It's that tippy top back part of the head. You know, the part of the head on a baby's skull that is so very sensitive, so soft, that because the skull hasn't fully developed yet, right? So right there, we're imagining an aura of energy. Now, friends, your vision or what's coming up in your mind about how that light looks, that energy looks, might be different. For some people, it's a bright light, like a spotlight. For others, it may be a halo. For some, it's kind of like a laser pointer. For others, it might be, starlight. For some, it might be glitter or sparkles, right? Some people, it has a color, that energy, that aura, that light. And friends, then just bring your attention from that crown of the head, down the back of the head, around the sides of the head, to the forehead. And here, friends, you're just noticing, does the energy change? Do you notice that maybe there's discomfort there, or there's just nothing, and that's okay too, right? Everything's fine. And then allow that energy to course in towards the ears, towards the back, the bottom back of the skull. And then around the face, right? To the mouth, the nose, the eyes. Let that energy, that awareness come into the neck and the throat. Sometimes when we're having trouble formulating a response to something, maybe sometimes we're feeling a little shy, or maybe we've said too much. We notice a different energy here at the throat. Allow that energy, that awareness to course into the shoulders, into the chest and the heart, down the arms, into the hands, from the heart into the rib cage and the abdominals. Notice how your abdominals, the organs feel, your back. And then that energy pulls into the hips, into the legs, into the knees. The awareness and the energy courses into the shins, the calves, down into the ankles, into the feet and the toes. And then just notice from head to toe how the body is feeling, where the emotions are within your body. Friends, we can store emotions anywhere, right? Not just in the heart. They can be in the head, in the eyes, in the nose, in the mouth. They can be in the gut, in the lower back, right? They really can be housed in the craziest of places. But the key is to understand and take awareness there. Friends, do me a favor, bring your hands to heart center. And if you're getting tired, go ahead and straighten those legs out and switch your legs, right? And what I'd like you to do here is check back in now with that inhale and exhale. Take that inhale, and as you exhale, open the mouth and exhale, ha. Inhale again, your regular inhale. Same length, ha. Inhale. Exhale, ah. One more audibly, inhale. And that audible exhale. Beautiful. Usually there's a release there. So the final piece of this centering, of this focus, is the mantra meditation. Now we know what's going on with the breath. We've checked in with the body. And we've released through that audible exhale anything that we don't need. And so, friends, I want you to focus on the phrase, I am here. Very simple, 3 words. I am here. What I find, friends, in this fast-paced life that we live, that sometimes we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. What's so powerful about this class is that we learn to be present with the breath, with our thoughts, with our body. And so what I'd like you to do for the next 5 to 8 breaths is repeat that mantra in your mind, but connected with the breath. So you can either say, I am on the inhale, and on the exhale, here. And that's in your mind, you're not actually saying it. But if saying it out loud helps you, then do that. Or you could say, I am here on the inhale, and as you exhale in your mind, you're saying, I am here. So it's saying the full phrase both on the inhale and the exhale. So I'll lead you through it. Inhale, I am. Exhale, here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, here. I am here. And you can stay with that. Or it's on the inhale, I am here. exhale, I am here. So you choose what rhythm works for you. 3 more breaths, and then we'll get to move a little bit. And even when those thoughts from the outside come in, friends, come back to this, the breath, the speak, the intention. Friends, on this last one, turn your gaze down towards your hands. Release your hands to your lap and flicker the eyelids open. Keep the mantra, keep the breath. Let the head come center and extend your legs. Very nice job. That was a long time. Take your hands to your hips, down the thighs. It's not easy to sit that long. It's not easy to physically sit that long or mentally and emotionally sit that long, quiet with your thoughts. So feet come forward and back. Nicely done, friends. Down the calves to the ankles. So now you know you can sit for that amount of time. And it might have been a struggle, right? Maybe it's always a struggle. Go ahead and circle those feet in one direction. You know, maybe sitting quietly is always a struggle for you, or it's just happened to be a struggle today, right? But the key is to not get frustrated. The key is to not judge. You know, we call this a practice, meditation, breathing, yoga, circle the other way. We call it a practice because it's just like when you send your kids to softball or baseball, right? Whatever it is you do as a practice, this is one of those things. And the reality is it may take us weeks, months, or even years to get pretty good at it, right? And so allow yourself to let yourself off the hook a little bit. Friends, do me a favor and shake those legs out. So on Monday, we did a lot laying down. We are gonna lay down tonight, but just not yet. So what I'd like you to do is bring the soles of your feet together. Nice and comfortably. And friends, if this is where they come, then this is where they come, right? That's okay. And what I'd like you to do, and for some people, they may only be able to do one side. That's okay, right? And so I'll kind of tell you what we're halfway through, and then you can switch your sides. So if you need to readjust those glutes, go ahead and do that. And friends, you're just trying to bring the heels together, the ball of the foot together, and the toes together, and then sit up nice and tall from here. Crown of the head is lifted. From here, friends, what I'd like you to do is gently allow the spine to round. And then inhale, come to center, and then open the chest towards the sky. Come back to center, pause. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, come center, pause. Lift that heart. If you're doing only one leg, friends, go ahead and switch your legs. Come back to center. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale to come to center. Open that chest. Come on back to center. And round. Exhale. One last time. Inhale, center, pause. Then lift the chest. Come back to center and exhale. Finally, come on back to center. Beautiful. If you're okay with placing your hands on the ground, please do so right beside you. And then take the feet forward and bend your knees. And friends, what I'd like you to do is just rock those knees side to side. Nice and easily, just allowing those ankles to release, the knees to release, the hips to release. Yeah, it feels good, doesn't it? We really should just do these things more often. Kind of act like kids a little bit. I was talking with one of my good friends today, and we were saying, you know, why do we just allow things to get so complicated? You know, sometimes we need to kind of do what kids do again, and it's just kind of rolling, allowing yourself to enjoy, allowing yourself to let go. All right, friends, come back to a seated position if that's comfortable for you. And what I'd like you to do is just inhale and reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, release them. So here we're just allowing that movement into the shoulders. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Inhale, audibly. Big exhale, audible. Yes, nice. Inhale, one more time. And exhale. And we did this at the beginning of Monday's class where we rocked side to side. Nice and easy. Friends, if you want to sit in a chair or on the couch, you certainly can do that. You do not have to be seated on this mat or on the ground. And what we're doing is keeping the sit bones down on the mat. We're just allowing ourselves a side bend. And then what I'd like you to do is just hold it over to your left side. And that right hand can either come to that right hip, just allowing that hip to stay down on the mat, the sit bone to stay down, or maybe it comes alongside the ear. Here, friends, you're pressing down through the feet, through that side hand, that left hand, and you're lifting your heart towards the sky. Some people don't really like when the arm comes up, so then return it to the hip, that's fine. And you're just breathing here. And when you notice thoughts from the outside come back in, you go back to that mantra, I am here. Seems kind of silly, doesn't it? But it's a reminder we need nonetheless. Inhale, come back to center. And then switch your sides. Right hand grounds, chest is open, left sit bone stays. You're welcome to keep that hand rested on that, hip crease here. Or you can lengthen that left arm alongside the ear if that feels good to you. Friends, if the shoulder or the neck aren't feeling very well today, you don't have to look up. You can look straight ahead to whatever's in front of you. You can also bend that elbow and take the pinky right to where the hairline is and just let the head open there. 3 more breaths here, staying connected to the breath, the awareness of the breath, perhaps that mantra. And then come on back to center after that last one. Very nice job. All right, bend the knees, let the feet come forward and just rock those knees side to side again. This time, you might actually find that the hips can come too, right? And if you need to do this, if you need to kind of just twist seated like this, if you're in a chair, that's fine, right? You might even be able to, in a chair, rock those legs side to side too. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. All right, friends, do me a favor and then take your legs out here wide. And what I would like you to do is, again, take your hands underneath of your glutes. Now, friends, you're not overstretching, right? Nice and easy wherever it is you're comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. And what I'd like you to do is just have a very gentle flex to the foot. It doesn't have to be a hard flex like we would in a regular practice, but nice and gentle. Sit up nice and tall. And then from here, you're just going to gently walk your hands forward until you feel a nice gentle stretch. Now, the stretch is going to be through the hamstring, and it might even be through the glutes and up into the lower back. Now, if you're feeling like you want to relax a little bit into this, and you have either pillows or books or a blanket nearby that you can place underneath of your elbows, you're welcome to do that, right? So it would kind of look like this, right? You can even pile up some sweatshirts, and you would just be here. Because sometimes it's not very comfortable to kind of stay here. We feel kind of like a little bit of tension. So you're welcome to take whatever it is that you have nearby and do this. And if you don't have anything nearby, then you don't. Then you stay right here. This is perfectly fine. I just wanted to offer you an opportunity, if you had it, to kind of ease into this a little bit more. Now, friends, here's the key. If at any point the stretch feels too much, then you know you've gone a little bit too far, right? You kind of want to then just ease those feet back in. So here we're just stay here for about 2 more breaths. And then what I'd like you to do is walk yourself over towards your left leg. Now, you can take the opposite hand across, or the same side hand across, so you have one hand on either side. Friends, you might look like this, and that's okay. But again, the key is that this sit bone stays down as you begin to twist and then fold in this direction. And here is where your pillows can also come back into play if you've got them, right? And then you could place your hands here, so it might be a little bit more comfortable. And then from here, friends, you're just taking that breath and just allowing yourself to release into this just a little bit more. And then this can be a very intense place to be. So that's why I say, closer and narrower is a little bit better than too wide. You don't want to feel like anything's hurting you. And you might notice as you stay with the breath that you actually release into it a little bit more. 2 more breaths here. And then from here, friends, very gently walk yourself over to the other side. You could bring your pillows with them if you're working with them, and if you're not working with them, it's fine. And you may begin to notice at this point that there's a little release happening. Maybe this is the most quiet you've been all day. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden something comes to mind that you didn't even, think of all day. Or maybe you might figure out an answer to something that you were searching for. Just a few more breaths here as you just release into that hamstring, into the lower back. You're releasing into that pelvis. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and rise. One last thing seated, then we're going to come down onto the mat, I promise. Cross your ankles. And then from here, it looks like everybody's crossing their ankles. Nice. From here, take your hands forward, kind of beside your knees. And then what I'd like you to do, keep the spine nice and long as you take your hands forward and you begin to fold. Sometimes what I like to do is just kind of rest my forearms on my thighs or my elbows on my thighs. That gives me just a little bit more support. Because some people can very easily reach down to the mat with their forearms. I'm just not there, right? And so I just take the support of my legs. And what you're going to find here, friends, is you're feeling like a bit of an expanse in a different way as we did in the forward fold. That was with a wide leg. I tend to like this one a lot. Come on back to center and then switch sides. I don't want to keep you too far folded for too long. And then go ahead and walk it forward again. Nice. And you're just noticing, the breath and how it's serving you. There's a reason it's called the life force energy. It really does sustain us in everything that we do, in everything that we are. And remembering to be here, to be present, to honor it is so important. Take a deep breath in and come on back up. All right. So from here, friends, go ahead and lay down. I'm going to turn off one of my lights so it's not so bright. Go ahead and lay on your back. You should still be able to see me yet. All right. So from here, what I'd like you to do is take the arms out to the sides, palms facing upward. Take your feet on the mat flat. Lift your hips up about 3 inches. Shift them to the right, let them come down. And then let the knees shift over to the left for your supine twist. You're lengthening the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And this is, friends, is where you can use some block, either if you've got blocks or a book or a shoe even, pillows, blankets, anything, towels. And if your knees are separated like this, you could take something and place it in between them, right here. And here, friends, we're just concentrating on just having a release. Supine twists are so fantastic because they don't take much effort. You certainly, if you don't want to lay down, you can sit and do a seated twist, that's fine. But this gives us a release. It helps us to let go of toxins and things that don't serve us. It helps us to take care of the central nervous system. So you're going to be here for 3 more full breaths. Take a deep breath in. Very slowly come back to center. Lift the hips, slide them over to the left, knees go to the right. And again, if you need to place something in between your knees or between your bottom knee and the floor, feel free to do so. It's not required, it's just an added layer of comfort. Friends, your gaze can be either to the ceiling or across to the opposite shoulder. There should be no pain, no discomfort in the lower back or the hips. Friends, sometimes emotions come up in twists. You know, this is a detoxification. This is a letting go. And that can be emotional sometimes. But the key is to, again, remind yourself that you're here, that you're present. And it's okay to experience whatever it is that you're experiencing. So 3 full breaths here. And then finally take another breath in and come on back to center. You can lengthen your legs on the mat, finding, your feet just a little bit wider than your hips and the arms by your sides, or on top of the heart, or maybe even on top of the belly, whatever suits you here. And as you prepare for Shavasana, deep relaxation, friends, I want you to lengthen your tailbone away from your head and allow your body to really just lengthen. You might even lengthen your arms overhead if you've got the space, and just stretch nice and long. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just release and let the arms come by your sides. And you might even take a very quick inventory from head to toe of how you're feeling. If the emotions, if the energy has shifted. And then give yourself the permission to relax, to still be here, to still be present. And you might actually have to repeat that mantra to yourself. Or you can silently repeat after me if you choose. I relax my toes, the top and bottom of my feet, and my ankles. I relax my lower legs and my knees. I soften my thighs, my pelvis, my hips, my glutes, and my waist. I soften my abdominals and my chest. I relax my lower back, middle back, and upper back. I soften my shoulders, my upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. I relax my neck, my jaw, all the muscles of my face to my scalp, so that from the tips of my toes to the tip of my head, I am relaxed. Friends, for the next few moments, I will be quiet. Relax.
Thank you, friends, for giving yourself the gift of yin tonight. Stay exactly where you are and enjoy the rest of your evening. And remember, you are here.